This week on Arizona Illustrated, Adiba Nelson.
You're gonna make me cry, Ruby.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
A Fighting Chance.
I think that's important as a coach, is to understand the person first.
Let's go, work, work, work.
The Art of Folkórico.
She embodies all of the aspects that are important when we think of a masters of the traditional art.
The Preventionist.
I ask parents all the time, how many of you would go back to the 7th grade? Even at, 40 years old, you have people still recovering from the 7th grade.
And Carving Ice in the Desert.
It's wet, it's cold, it's very, very physical.
Welcome to Arizona Illustrated and our 2018 Emmy Special. I'm Tom McNamara. On September 22nd, the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences announced their regional Emmy Award winners. We are proud to share that 5 Arizona Illustrated stories were awarded this year. Now, these are excerpts from those 5 stories. First up, The Full Nelson, an inspiring look at author, performer, and mother Adiba Nelson.
Had all of that not happened as it happened,
I would have died.
you would have died.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been here to tell this story.
Right.
Yeah.
What would that be?
Share your life with us.
Yeah.
So,
You know,
when you're in the hospital,
Good morning.
do you remember any?
What?
Yeah.
Let's get up. Well, you have to eat breakfast. That's the drill. I knew when Emmy was 2 months old that something wasn't right. Hold on. So I kind of had this inkling that she had possibly cerebral palsy. Roll yourself out into the kitchen. And it was kind of one of those things. Without crashing into my walls, please. But I didn't sign up for this part of it. Like, what? Okay. Open up. Thank you. But then there was also this rebellious part of me that was like, well, F that, nothing's gonna slow us down. So let's just get on that train and keep going. Miss Emery, it's time to pick out your clothes. Go to your room, please. Turn on your light. Yes, no?
No.
This one?
Yeah.
All right. The ways that I've grown just being her mom and going on this journey with her. Okay. Over the head, and then put your arms through. I think that was kind of that test of arms. Are you gonna do what you need to do for this child?
Thank you.
And we've been through a lot together. We're gonna go fast. Whee! The hall. Go down the hall. Can you go down the hall, please? I had never really talked about the whole thing with Emery and almost giving her up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Putting it out there and the message that came with it of never stopping, never giving up. You take whatever challenge, you skate downhill and whatever happens, happens. And if you fall, you get back up. Can you get them, please? Can you get them, please? Go. Thank you.
Ow.
That did not hurt. How old are you?
8.
You're 8. It gave more clarity to my purpose for being here. And I've stepped into that part of it now. Good morning, you guys. How's it going? I actually am originally from New York City. Didn't come from a rich family, a middle-class family, poor family. We were like below poor. We didn't always have electricity. We didn't always have gas. Didn't always have milk for cereals. Statistically, if you watch the news, I should probably be either in jail or homeless, or my kids should be in foster care, or something of that nature. When I decided that I wasn't gonna let those things define who I am, define my life, that's when things kind of started to move in the upward direction. I have a book called Meet Clarabelle Blue. It's loosely based on my daughter. She's got cerebral palsy, which makes it difficult for her to talk and walk and communicate. I intended to write a book about a little girl that had special needs, talking about how this little girl is just like everybody else and she can do all the same things and she'll probably beat you at your favorite games. People said, society isn't ready for a book about a girl with special needs. And I could have stopped there. I could have said, okay, well, you've given me the boundaries and I'll take that. But you have to be willing to push past, whether your own personal boundaries or boundaries that someone else puts on you. Yes?
Did you regret having her?
She is the best thing that has ever happened.
It really made me happy.
It makes you happy?
And I do.
You're gonna make me cry, Ruby.
God, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That just made my entire day.
You're an amazing girl. And I hope my daughter can grow up and be as awesome as you are in a drop-dead gorgeous prom dress.
Okay.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions? Just being her mom and watching how she moves through life without judgment, without fear, without expecting the worst. She's just open. I needed to learn that. I still need to learn that.
Some people choose the rougher road, not the one laced with peace and comfort, but the one full of challenge, risk, and adversity. Chris Valdez is one of those.
Like this.
The former Marine, professional prize fighter, and now boxing coach to at-risk youth is still in the fight, one kid at a time.
Okay, that's how you're gonna get good. Hands up, man.
He calls me and he makes sure that I'm on my homework, makes sure I'm like getting my run in, stuff like that. I love playing chess with him, even though I've only won like once or twice.
You know, the more you play chess, the more you realize that, especially if you're playing with somebody that can whoop you, you learn how to deal with your mistakes. Long live the king.
It's all right, coach.
Check you.
Why? Oh my goodness. Coach be always telling me to hurry up. Like it takes me like 2-3 minutes. he's a quick thinker.
Castle.
I have nothing to say but that coach is a good man, honestly.
Oh, that was a good move, Kevin.
He's not angry around us, you know what I mean? He doesn't bring none of that towards us, you know?
Another one for me. Come on, man, too fast for you.
Always good vibes. That's all I ever get from Coach, you know?
See how to slow it down. Let me hold on. Let me rewind it to slow.
No, I saw it.
No, look at it close.
No, I did. It's there. It's there.
No, you gotta look at it.
Coach.
See, it's right there. Look.
I would have been.
What I was telling Levi is that, you know, I don't care. You know, you might win some, you might lose some, but have a big heart. And if you got a big heart, and you've already won, so you'll never lose another fight in your life.
The third and final round.
Levi, 6'7". Good job, Levi. Dig deep right here. You're good. 2 minutes, Levi. You're good. Everything you got. 2 minutes. Body. Yeah, good job, Levi. Good job, Levi. You got it.
Levi fought, and so automatically I went to my phone and I was gonna, you know, text Randy and tell her about that. Tell her about the win, but I can't, you know, so. My daughter, Randy Alyssa Valdez, she died last May 12th. And then I had another daughter, Christan Valdez. She died when she was 17 in a car accident. So I lost both of my daughters. Sky fell, man. If sky fell, I mean, I don't know. It's been like that ever since. You know, your children, you don't expect that. I'm constantly looking at the stars and remembering.
Even though I know he's hurting and he's not all there, but he still comes in, he still holds it together, he keeps his composure, And he still preaches the same. No matter how bad things get, he still tries to find the light in himself and shed it on me.
Beautiful. Did it, man. Nice work.
Me and Coach Chris have been through some things. We've lost people who meant the world to us. I lost one of my best friends in the last 6 months due to some of the gang violence in this city. And I brought him in here, and he was training with me side by side, and we worked very hard. Those types of things, they change your outlook. They make you want to reach out to people that need it.
Good shot.
Because my friend needed it.
Good pace.
And it hurts me that I couldn't touch him enough, couldn't pull him out of it. But I know that the moments that we shared in here, they're precious to me. And I tried, exactly. It broke my heart. Broke my heart. He's a good friend of mine. Just wanted to get him out of it. He lived every day without fear. I can say that much about him, and that's why I live my life the way I do. Every single day I come in here, I work my butt off.
It's not over.
Well, first I think every kid's at risk.
Corazón grande.
We get kids from all walks of life. We get kids that are in gangs, we get kids that are not in gangs, we got kids that are doing well, and we got a mixture of all kinds of kids. That's the beauty about boxing, but the one common thread with the kids I get, they're tough. And if they're not tough, they think they're tough.
If they don't have this place, they'll stick around their friends, and if their friends aren't in the best places, they'll fall into some of the same bad habits. And he'll reach 10 kids. If he reaches 10 kids down the road, you got 100, one that sticks around, that makes it all worth it.
Okay, that's how you're gonna get good. Hands up, man. Hands up, opposite chin down.
Carmen Baron fell in love with folklorico while growing up in Alta Sonora. But she didn't start learning about her Mexican heritage until she moved to Tucson in 1973. Now she's sharing her knowledge and passion with the next generation of folklorico dancers.
Up! Bend your knees, bend your knees! I just don't want sloppy step. If they had to jump, pick up the knees, they had to do it. Skip, 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 skip! Don't leave your knees stiff, okay? Looking up. Face, face.
I love to just dance. Just the way that you get to move. When you sometimes jump, you feel like you can fly. Well, I've known her since I've danced here, so for a really long time.
Lila is our only daughter, and we were so excited to introduce her to the world. Since my parents are from Mexico, I wanted her to be able to learn as much as she can from Carmen so that she can carry this forward.
Carmen has been at this for a long time, and if you think about the timeline of her body of work, she really belongs to that era when the folklorico movement begins to spread in the United States.
That the Chicano movement in Los Angeles made
in the 1960s and early 70s, Mexican Americans in the United States, as part of their response to the civil rights movement and their desire for participation, social justice, equity, began to grab onto the arts that came from Mexico. And folklorico became, in a very interesting way, part of this movement, but it also had this very strong component of showmanship. That made it particularly susceptible to be eventually some sort of a stereotypical representation of what a Mexican fiesta would be like, when in fact it was always connected to the struggle of communities to achieve social justice.
Llévate una ganas.
Welcome to Canoa. I hope you enjoy the folklorico dancers. And please look in the other buildings. We have great displays today.
Do they gonna change right away to the other one?
The interest has always been in navigating two different terrains. On the one hand, the educational grassroots aspect of bringing people together. At the same time, there's this aspect of the artistry within it.
Everybody's been getting hit on time, so I've not been.
And Carmen is right on the spot of that kind of craftsmanship that makes folklórico more than just a fun dance on stage.
Okay, lista. She's made so many dresses. It's great that she can make them, but it's just like amazing how she can make them.
She is knowledgeable about the tradition, where it comes from, the roots, the authentic versions of this type of form in its original context. But she's also an artist who adds a touch of flair.
Entonces baila guerrero primero.
This one is called guerrero. It's basically a dress, but there's also a skirt underneath.
Go, don't get too close. Go, go, go. I like the folklórico all the time to be fresh. That's why I don't dance. I give the opportunity to the young people because they look much nicer. For my group, there is always something different because I enjoy doing something new all the time.
People get recognition in galleries, in big performances, in shows. Very few of the people behind the scenes
Cuando bailen,
who are the holders of knowledge and who are so devoted to the specific practices of keeping something alive.
I always sewing and sewing. It's like breathing to me. Before we were able to eat there, but not anymore. Actually, I've been in the hospital many, many, many times. A lot of times. And a lot of time is just have been told it's a matter of death or life. And I say, no, in my mind, my kids are still young, they're not prepared, I keep thinking, and I say, I have a lot of materials and I keep buying more materials, like if I'm never gonna die. I'm very positive that I'm gonna live to 100 years. I hope, because I have a lot to do.
Substance abuse, bullying, suicide, body image, unhealthy relationships, and internet safety are all topics that Joronda Montaño works to address in her role as a preventionist. Her own painful past serves as a constant reminder of what some kids go through in their daily lives.
There are going to be different influences, and so today the influence is the media. So we have 5 questions that are going to be answered today. Josh, can you give us question number 1?
How do the media influence your benefits about yourself, your culture, and various health behaviors?
There's a message even within the message, right? And if you look a little bit deeper, if you think a little bit deeper, you may be able to see an underlying message. Yeah?
Sometimes parents will say, well, you know, my kids don't want me in their business. You want to be in their business. You want to be relatable to them. You want to have that communication. You don't want to allow your kid to feel like they're growing up on their own. I always remembered that that's where she told me to go to my faith. And so I always had a very, very strong connection to God. And that was specifically because of my mom. And so before she passed away, I did convert. And I told her, my mom was Christian, and I converted to Islam. And I was very comfortable that she was at peace, that I was happy, that I wasn't struggling anymore. My mom died 7 years after she went into recovery. I was still mean, and this is the part that makes me like really emotional, because I was still really mean. And, you know, I just didn't trust, like, are you really gonna do this? And so she wore this bracelet that signified I am in recovery and I'm staying in recovery. And she wouldn't take that off. And she was buried with that bracelet. And I'm so proud of her, you know. And that's the reason that I'm in prevention. Because I know that prevention works, but I also know that recovery is possible.
You guys stay off the track. Stay out of lane 1. Stay out of lane 1. These guys are running. Go, Kajor, go, 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 go. Use your arms, use your arms. Go, go, go. Stay in your lane. Use your arms.
Good arms. It took me almost seemed like 3 years for her to just smile at me.
It's not a job for me. What I do is not a job. It's what I do. It's my passion.
Jumping jacks. Ready. Begin.
I don't even call it work. Every day when I wake up to a new day, it's just what I do.
7.
Now I have a beautiful family. You know, I have a wonderfully supportive husband. And then I have kids that are watching me.
9. 11. No, 10.
Ready, go. Shut it down. I would like if you could offer your brother some support to say, hey, why don't you go ahead and try it?
But whenever I'm in the middle of a really, really good workout I'm really focused on with my sound canceling headphones on, the bell always rings for a group.
No one's ever seen me cry about my mom. The tears are, I wish I could apologize to her, you know? I was so sure of myself, you know, thought I knew. And I would tell her, you know what, your weakness is my strength. And I would use it as a jab. And she would always come back with a, I'm glad. I'm glad that my weakness is your strength. Now that I'm a mom, I completely get that. You know, as a teenager, you know, I just thought, she just won't let me get her. But as a mom, I would give every one of my weaknesses to turn it into strength for my kids, for sure. You know, if they can use it to catapult themselves into a life of happiness, absolutely. I just wish I had one more opportunity to tell her thank you for that gift, because she really gave me my entire life. You know, more than the day that she had me, but my entire life. And everything that I'm doing today is because of my mom.
Creating any kind of art is a process of invention and discovery. In this case, it also requires the ability to let go, because it just won't last. It is ephemeral.
I can't tell you how much time I spend at night thinking about details and logistics. And is this going to fit? Is this going to hold up? Do I have enough support in the bottom to hold this big piece up? I think I'm going to go that way, so otherwise it's going to get really dirty. The ice that we create is a lot harder than ice that has oxygen in it.
It's a lot better.
Yeah. So we have to temper it. We allow it to start to melt a little bit before we do any carving.
Yeah, right there, that's good. It makes it, to me, almost magical. As a child, didn't feel I was very talented at art. And it wasn't until I was long out of school, realized that my mind works much better in 3 dimensions. I still struggle when I do animals. The chainsaw cuts straight lines. And Tom often reminds me, in nature, there are very few, if any, straight lines. Hey, can I double check my lines with you?
I've known him
for 30 years. Where to start, right there?
Yep.
So he's a very good teacher. Front look good?
My first ice carving I ever did was at chef school. What would go on back in the past a little more was that chefs would make an ice sculpture to garnish a buffet. And it brings out the total creativity in a chef. Needless to say, what happens with us who are in this industry, if we really like that medium to work with, it really becomes a passion.
When I did my first ice carving, I was a cook. I love the process of carving the ice, that I can just disappear from my day-to-day worries and troubles and thoughts.
Okay. You mean like in the
Like
chest
the,
area?
Like the feather, yeah. Like
yeah,
the
put this
scallop-
back in so we'll have more
scallop feathers.
stability
Okay,
with
cool.
it.
Your 100% focus has to be on that piece at one point. You know, you're in a zone and you've got to follow step by step. It's almost like a orchestration of we're going to start here, we're going to do this, then we're going to do that. We have our times where we're doubting what we're involved with and what we're putting up. It's wet, it's cold, it's very, very physical when you're holding a chainsaw that's going 5,500 RPM. But boy, when it's all said and done, when it goes up, that's what makes the difference.
That's awesome, look at that.
Crazy how they did this.
I know, right?
Without it melting. Super cold back.
Ice sculpture.
Every holiday, there's probably 10,000 people that get to see our sculptures.
Isn't it beautiful? Look at that. It is gorgeous.
It's real ice.
Go stand up there.
You know, you could have made a sculpture out of bronze, you could have made a sculpture out of anything and put it up there and lit it up and made it look beautiful. But when it's something that is actually melting right before your very eyes, it's got a little bit more intrigue to it.
Wow! Oh, that feels so weird.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Carved out of real ice.
All that excitement over something that we sometimes take for granted on what we could do.
You're an artist.
Thank you.
How long did this take?
Hour and a half.
Yeah, we started with 300-pound blocks of ice.
So you did that.
It's not there to forever preserve and admire and share, but in a tragic way, that's really beautiful, that only a certain percentage of people will experience and enjoy that.
That's ice, but you can't put your mouth on it.
No, get your tongue stuck on that.
Congratulations to our entire Arizona Public Media team on another award-winning season. And thank you for joining us here on Arizona Illustrated. I'm Tom McNamara. See you next week.